You know, there's a saying in show business that you play every theatre twice in your career. Once on the way up and once on the way down. Well, it's nice to be back. Are you ready? Really good. So we are still a team, and we are still similarly geeky, and this is a thing called Who Calls Me. So this was born out of finding a solution, but not actually having any problems to solve. So we started off with the first hack. We got this API, and we thought, okay, Symbol is doing some things. What on earth are we going to do with it? And there's two things in there. We thought, okay, these could be twisted into doing a thing. One was the API lets you upload a config. That's a programmable config. There's an idea there, and there are webhooks. So you can make the call, you get the webhook, and then you can do something with it. And combining these two, it seems like, what if we receive the webhook, we then have a look, we say, okay, let's redirect this number either over there or to a busy number, because we can upload a config dynamically. And that's what we did. We did a very simple call forwarding system where, depending on some logic, it would rewrite the config of the number. Only one problem with this, it doesn't work. You make a call into symbol number, and it goes, okay, let me get the config. It says I want to forward it on, but it knows where it's going to be going when the call is first made. You can have a delay on it, so you can say, I want to receive a call coming in. After 6 seconds, I will make the call going out. But it doesn't reload the config. So when the webhook happens and it says we're starting to make a call, you can rewrite that config as many times as you like, but the API won't pick it up. So we then thought, what if we return the config we want from the webhook? Someone places a call into the symbol number, the webhook fires, let's then return the config to say where do we want this number going. Only one problem with this, it only works at Hack 2020 because they haven't written that bit yet. So we had to quite literally hack it, and we found a way around this problem. And that was we bought two numbers. You get a webhook, that calls into the first phone number. That bit works. When that webhook fires, we then program the second number with the real phone number that we wanted to call, based on some logic. Then after 6 seconds delay, which is part of the symbol API, it then routes the call through to the second symbol number, and then that symbol number straight away forwards it to the phone that we want it to go to. And by doing this rather comparatively simple hack, but rather ingenious, it actually works. And as you can probably guess, since there are two of us in the team, one is at the front of the room with a microphone, one is at the back without a microphone, you can guess which of us is going to take credit for the other person's work. So I came up with this wonderful, fantastic idea of using two numbers. Now this is the point where we try and hope that the demo gods are shining, and I'll try and make it cool. So if I call me, put this on speaker. This is the 6 second delay that it's waiting for to rewrite the config in the second phone number. You see that's now calling? And Lily, if you come back in the room, you can probably hear that phone's ringing as well.
Yeah, I picked up.
Yeah, you picked up. Say hello.
Hello.
See, it really is making a call. So I'll terminate that phone now. I will go back to our code. That was the happy path, where everything works. Started up the server again. This time, we've switched a little flag which says, I'm going to pretend that I'm busy. So I shall make that call again. Put that on speaker. It calls number A. You can see some trace messages coming through. It looks at it, it rewrites the config, and says, this time I want it to be busy. That's the busy tone. And Lily's coming back. No, not that one. We go to Chrome. And what you also see is there was a text message which was sent to my phone saying, I've blocked a call from blah, 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 because we are proving a point for tad hack. Now, it's all very well swallowing a signal. Someone tried calling me, but if I didn't know that they were trying to call it, maybe it's legitimate. It might be some kind of a false thing. So we send an SMS through a similar API written in Node, fantastic API, and it actually worked, which was quite good. So it sends me a message saying, oh, by the way, this person's trying to get in contact with you, but you can probably ignore it. You notice on that, we start out some of the numbers. In the real thing, it gives you the full number, but because that's a private number, we don't want it going on the video. I don't on the other hand, no one cares about. So these are the bits that we used. Two numbers to trick the system. Webhooks that configure the second of our numbers. Ngrok lets us have that server locally. Node.js, which we know works. But so far, we haven't found a problem. All we've done is demonstrated that we can change a destination of a call. We don't have a problem with solving. And then we actually realized, well, I'm a millennial. No one's going to pick me up on that. Okay, I'll go on with that. I'm a millennial, which means sort of three things. I am incredibly young. I hate the stereotype of me liking avocado toast. I don't. And secondly, thirdly, I hate telephones. I mean, it's a great device for the web. It's a great device for text messages. But I really hate it when a phone call comes in. And because I've got this story, it's like, okay, that's the idea. A message comes in, and I want something programmatically to say, is Steve really going to be bothered by this call, or should we just send it to busy, hoping that person goes away? And that's essentially the problem we ended up solving. It's like, I don't want to get a call telling me I've been involved in an accident, or that I'm getting a call from a robocall saying, we are the government, we want to take all your money away, you have to, because you're on mitigation or something. I don't want that. So this is where Telesign comes in. Because Telesign has got this API that says the number, blah, 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 is probably a bit dodgy because, and if we go to some of the code, it will say whether this number has previously been blocked or been considered bad, whether this number is a VoIP number, and if it comes in as a VoIP, then there's a reasonable chance it's one of these call center things. So we call the API, which is the Telesign one, and we look at what it returns, because it does a whole load of logic, so it's like, well, let them do the clever logic, we'll just look at a result and do something different. And then we switch over from the busy thing to the forwarding thing. The other bit, which is this who called, is another API. What's all that about?
So I often get calls with random 08 numbers, and I never know who it is, and I never pick up because I can't be bothered. And my first port of call is usually going to WhoCallsMe and check if the number is listed. So we've added an extra check by scraping this website, making a little library here, and if the number is listed as dangerous, we'll automatically reject the call as busy and send you a text message to tell you why we rejected the call.
That's exactly what it does. What do you think of the code? Shall we show the code? See how clever this is? That's how much effort is necessary to create an API these days. So we've used, as we say, we've used similar to do the call forwarding, the reprogramming of that. We've used Telesign to work out, as the first pass, is this a good number to use, and then who called as the second pass. Same as virus checkers, you always want two because one will catch things that the other doesn't, and vice versa. And we thought, oh, okay, that's quite good, that works. But then we kind of ran out of time to do the next bit. Because I wanted to do some bits with SIP. I've not really done SIP. But in future, instead of sending it into a busy tone, what would happen if we sent it to a SIP line? A SIP line that's got a chatbot on the other end. So then these spam callers, instead of annoying me, can talk to a chatbot for half an hour. Because every half an hour, they're talking to a chatbot, trying to convince the chatbot that they should be buying insurance or some other rubbish. That's half an hour an actual person that might be gullible, might fall into that trap. So that would be a good extension. As I say, we ran out of time and the pizzas arrived, so humanity will have to get saved another year. So I think that's everything. Those are the bits that we used, that's what we've done. Questions? Yes?
Why did you choose to do an index of looking for the API rather than use Cheerio or something?
It was one of those things of, what should I do? Oh, that looks about right, I'll just do an index to the text. I love it. There are times I can't be bothered to do anything more than what's absolutely necessary. It's called realizing the beer on your desk is going warm half the time. But it's also the case of, yeah, I could have done it.
Also, do you think it's possible to detect if an incoming call, like in your delay before forwarding the call on, to detect if it's a robocall based on what it's saying? And if so, would that then accidentally block your job interviews?
I don't know, but that is a very important question. We can't be blocking our job interviews. As far as I know, you can't detect whether the call is going to be a robocall. You might be able to know that this number, because what call says, oh, this is robocall, you could sort of filter it that way. What you could do instead, which is not a new idea, you could actually make the first phone number endpoint to be another chatbot that says, thank you for calling Steve's phone. If you are on a robocall, press 1 or say 1, and then put some sentiment analysis on there. And if the sentiment analysis realizes this is a robot voice, it just drops the call. And you could do that as a step. Same as you could do sort of whitelisting in that way. We found a piece of logic that says, well, I know I can forward a call to either a real number or forward it to the busy tone. And it wasn't until sort of, fairly late on in the project, we realized, well, the logic is getting rid of spam calls and junk calls. There's no reason that logic couldn't be something else, such as, let's just check you've been whitelisted. Have we spoken to you before?
I'm not a robot for phone calls, right?
Yeah. If you can answer, like a capture would be a very simple thing. A little bit like that, just say, can you please give your name for, to connect you with Steve? And if it sort of says, my name is Robot47, that's instant jumping.
And I guess with this, because you've got the double symbol with just phone numbers, does that, I guess, cost twice as much and have a delay?
It would cost twice as much because you're buying twice as many things. The delay we put for 6 seconds was just, we want to make sure it works.
But I mean, the forwarding, like delay in speaking.
Yeah, there is a delay, but it's not a lot. And because you never hear both sides of the conversation, you don't realize that it's delayed. The 6-second delay, which I thought you were going to allude to, is because that just works. So 6 seconds is more than you need to rewrite the config of the second number. But we just want to make sure, we can change that to 1 second and it would still be fine. I want to completely guarantee it because I don't want the demo to mess up. I'm trying to show off, but let's face it, it's got to work. Other questions? Thank you.